Hello, everybody. Hello, how is it going? Welcome back to the madness. Oh, I haven't seen or talked to you guys in a long time. So we are back. We're back. We're back here for the madness for heavy hitters. We got some fun stuff coming up here. And oh man, I'm just doing a little bit of unsleeving here from my pre-release deck here for heavy hitters, and I've got some fun with that. We can kind of take a look and just talk about what I did, how that went, how it went for you guys, how you're feeling about the set. Do you feel the hype that people are saying out there? They're saying this is one of the best sets out there. Some say it's the best. Some say it's just the best for limited. Some say it's the best for everything because there's Marvel heroes and all sorts of fun things to get there. So I'm curious. I would be intrigued to hear some of your opinions, whether or not this is the real deal. Like we have arrived here. Fab, I don't know what you would call it. The place, the pinnacle, the starting of the next stage. I don't know what you want to call it. But we've got that. We got some packs to open, of course. We got some prize packs because why not get the madness going a little bit early here? So we're going to open those up. We're going to have some fun. We're going to chit-chat a little bit. So I guess let's start. I mean, I don't know, is anybody out there? I see people there. Give me a shout out, a wave, a mark, a like, a something. Give me a chat there, even just dots. Put some dots out there. Let me know you're there. Let me know you're there. I see all 12, 11, 13, the number moves around, but I see you out there. So welcome back to the madness. Welcome back. Okay. So there we go. I see a couple hearts. People have hearts. Morning, my boy. There we go, Hakai. How's it going? How is it going? I haven't done a stream in a while. And one of the reasons I have not done a stream in a while is because I don't know if any of you guys are like wizards out there, but for some reason, my streaming software and my camera are not playing nice together. And it just doesn't want to connect to my camera so often. It just doesn't want to. It's so frustrating. And so even this morning, it took like 30 minutes just to get the camera to actually show up, and it didn't change anything. It just kept plugging it in. So I don't know if anybody's a master at that. Send me an email at mastersetmass.com and we'll figure out the problems. This is actually, it's not a Reinhardt deck. I did play our good old friend, the old one-handed brute. I was going to say, man, one-handed brute. Old KO. We played KO for pre-release on the weekend. We played it Friday night, and I've been waiting to open these packs all the way since Friday. I wanted to live stream it Saturday, and it didn't work. So here we are on Monday. So we'll take a look at the KO deck. We will take a look at the KO deck. I do want to open these packs, though, because I've been waiting so long. Glad to see Mousie's here. Welcome. Hello there. Everyone in the chat. Oh, we're up to 20 viewers. Up to 20 viewers. Now, I will start off by saying in my pool, I did not get anything like particularly amazing for the master set. So we're still basically at zero. We got a couple of Majestics, but nothing too wild. Got the question there, how did I do in the pre-release? I actually went 3-1. And you know what? I feel like I probably should have won the last game. But I'll talk about that when I get to my deck because it was fun. I had a good time doing it. So we'll take a quick, little look through here. We won't take too much time. You guys have seen, there's been so much of these cards all over the place, right? With having the celebrational event and live streams. And of course, everybody went to 50 pre-releases if they could over the weekend. So we won't go too slow here, but we'll cut the deck. We'll cut the deck. We don't want to go too fast. We're starting off with rares, and oh my goodness, there is our very first cold foil for heavy hitters. It is the Perry Blade. The Perry Blade. Check that one out there. I don't know how. I'm doing a little bit of a different setup today, so love it. Look at that Perry Blade. It's got like a smudge though. You see that little smudge? I don't know if you can see the smudge there. You can't see the smudge on the camera. I don't think I see a smudge, but very cool looking cold foil. You know I like cold foils. Some have said maybe there's too many cold foils in this set, or in many sets since the beginning. I might agree with that. I might agree with that too. But let's keep going here. Let me know in the comments too, how are you feeling about heavy hitters? Are you excited about it? Do you feel like the hype is well deserved? Or do you feel like it's a little bit too much? Is this going to be, is it the best set out so far? You think it's only the best set for limited? You think it's the best set for everything? You think it's a terrible set? Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. So we got some conversation pieces to go off of here. And we're going to try and take the upper hand, reinforce the line. Ooh, nothing there. Nothing on that one. So far we got 2 packs and we got something. Let's see, Hakai says they posted the hit rates for everything, but the Marvel heroes seem to be coming out more, you know. Was your seen top 5 in 3 events? Well, that's lucky. You know, actually at our event, I didn't hear of anybody. Maybe somebody got one, but nobody made any sound. Nobody made any noise about getting Marvels, Fableds, anything. Maybe somebody did, but I guess I didn't see it. And we had a pretty big crew of people. Now, of course, again, when it's just 1 and 192 packs, very easily could be that pack that somebody took home. I'm hoping it's one I took home here and that nobody just saw over the top. Another cut the deck, command respect, and these tokens, they're kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I don't know how you feel about them. Some people seem like they like them and love them. Some people seem like they don't. But I think they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. They're the kind of cool. They don't like make my day. They don't unmake it, but they're kind of cool. So anyways, back to the Marvels. I don't know. I guess I would probably go. We're going to find out for sure this weekend, at least here in the channel, not just seeing what the pull rates are, but we're going to open a lot of cases. And so we're going to see whether or not things are actually, 1 per 2. Was it 2 cases when you divide that out? We're going to find out. I'm going to open a lot. I've already got a bunch of people signed up for box breaks, case breaks actually, for Friday. So we're going to be opening a bunch there. And then hopefully we'll get some more people signed up for the rest of the weekend, because I would like to actually do case breaks or box battles or second chance box breaks, all that fun jazz. I'd like to do it all weekend. I'd like to stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday if we had people for it. But right now we are set up for Friday, I think. So we'll at least start there. And, even if nobody else signs up for a box break, I will open them. I will open them. They will get opened somehow. So we're going to have lots of data down, but not out. The yellow version, Assault and Battery. And wow, okay, so other than that one cold foil, we just did 5 packs with nothing in it. Nothing. Okay. Mousy says, need more time to evaluate, but I think this is one of the best sets. Finally coming back to the ideal of Fab 2.0 and the power down of the heroes. Yeah, it's nice. It does feel good. I totally agree with that take that, it's probably a bit too early to call best set, worst set, any of that jazz, because, your opinion changes as you dig through things. And, our opinion will change. There we go, Blade Fury. There's a nice little Majestic for us. Very cool. Saw somebody else playing that at the pre-release, and I thought, ooh, that's one I like. That is one I like. Very cool. Blade Fury with our Parry Blade. Now let's finish. Come on, Kasai. Come on, Kasai. One guy here says our shop didn't open a Marvel. Very disappointed. And so that's where, again, this is why they do it in the per packs, right, and not per case or per box, because those packs all get shuffled around and you can have all sorts of fun and excitement. I believe it was Flukenblocks who had a, it was a case I believe he had where he had 2 Marvels in it. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, but I get the feeling, again, anytime you have Marvels like that and there's so rare, they're gonna be really good boxes, really good cases, and then there's gonna be a lot of them that just miss the luck, because with the randomization, it's gonna be, it's too easy for 2 of them to get into a case, and then you have multiple cases with nothing in it. So it's gonna be interesting to see if some other cards in the set can actually hold some value. Otherwise, we're gonna have some some really high highs and really low lows. We got no fear here. Look at that guy. No fear. That's an interesting one. Kind of a fun looking one. We got 2 Majestics and, oh, nothing. No expansion slots, no marbles, no super shine, but, you know, they read prize packs, so that's okay. That's okay. We're going to find more. I was believing for that Kasai, but we'll find her. We will find her. We're going to find both versions. And we're going to find, hopefully, many copies of both versions. That's the goal. So top 3 there, not part of my pre-release pool, not part of it, but I did play KO, like I said, and we got to sort this a little bit. I just felt like, you know what, I really got to go for KO. I got a lot of, I think I had 22 with his ability with 6 attack and up, and it was just like, you know, we got to go for it. So we'll put the non-good stuff, well, whatever. We'll sort it a little bit here. We got some yellows and blues. Of course, we needed, this one did not get that up to 5, but what I wanted to show you, what I had fun with was this one. Wild Ride. Do you know how many Wild Rides I pulled in my pool? Let me show. We'll sneak to the Wild Rides. So we have 3 red Wild Rides and 2 yellow Wild Rides. And I was like, you know what? We're going for a Wild Ride in this pre-release. And man, it was fun. It was a very, very fun card to play. And it was good all the way until the last game. All the way until the last game, and then it gave up on us, and it said, you know what, we're not going to give it to you anymore, which was a little bit sad. But the rest of the time, it was good. And you know what, this one too, this was fun. I got this to work once. Let me start. I'll finish sorting, and then I'll tell you about that last game that I did, which was, again, very, very, very fun. I don't know what I'm sorting here anymore. We're moving stuff around. We got reds. Had a lot of reds. I did get the old cast bone, so that one was in my pool. And that one was pretty good. I want to say I played it, I think the first game I just had to block. I just blocked with it because it was in my starting hand. It wasn't the right time. I didn't want to sit around and wait because, again, one of the things actually I loved about this pre-release, and other people have talked about it too, is that there was not a lot of fatigue to worry. There was not a ton of fatigue to worry about in this. And so my main strategy was to say, you know what? I don't really care a whole lot about what you're doing because I got a lot of attacks here and I'm going for it. I'm just going for it. And man, again, the Wild Rides were just all over the place. First 3 games I won. The last game I was playing a Kasai. The Kasai. And you know, they went first and they had this really big first turn. They played a lot. They got 3 tokens out. They had all sorts of stuff. And so then I drew, I think I had this in my, I can't remember if I had it in my hand or I drew it, but I drew it. I drew this one and they had done 1 damage to me on their first turn. And I thought, you know what? There's a really good chance I never have another chance to play this again. It may not have been the right play. I think I probably could have done more damage with a different line that I had in my hand, but I thought they've done 1 damage to me and I just want to start the game down but not out. And so I threw it at him my first turn at 19 life, and oh man, we had a good time. We made a big joke about that, and I got some cool tokens, and it was awesome. It was very, very fun. But later on, I threw that game a little bit with the Wild Rides. I thought, you know, I did 2 attacks. Second one was a Wild Ride. I just needed to flip that 6 so I could keep going and get that last attack out. Swing with the old claw, but I flipped one of these foolish, actually I'm pretty sure it was this one. Pretty sure it was that silly one there. But missed it by 1. Very disappointing in that, but it was a fun game, super fun time, and oh man, a lot of rods, a lot of reds, a lot of Wild Rides, and I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the set. I think it's fun. It will be more fun when we find that Marvel Kasai. It'll be more fun when we see some Marvels. I think the gameplay, you know, the pre-release I probably had, I think is the most fun I had at a sealed event in a long time. Like gameplay-wise, I had more fun even than I was at Pro Tour Baltimore doing a lot of the sealed events for outsiders. Like this was more fun. Even not being at a big venue, a big event, that sort of thing. Like even with that in consideration, I had more fun doing this. I did have more fun doing this, and I had fun. I think I won almost every single clash I did for the whole day, even against the Guardians. I think I played a Guardian player. I won every single clash against them, and there were a lot of clashes. So it was kind of funny. It was fun. It was fun. Anyways, I'm thinking. I was looking at the stuff there, but this is what I got for my pool. I don't know how your weekends went. KO seemed pretty clear to me. I was like, I wanted to play Kasai, of course, wanted to play some Warrior, but that stuff just didn't quite get there. I think the only other decent card I had, which I thought about playing Guardian, was Big Bet, and it felt kind of cool, but the KO pool just felt more, I don't want to say consistent, that's not the right word when you're doing wild rides, but it felt good. It felt exciting. And Cast Bones was great. One time I think that last game we lost 2. We hit 3, and even if we'd hit 4 or 5, would have kind of flipped the whole game around. But what's the Marvel pull rate, Ben, says Dante? 0 for me, but I think it's probably just going to be like Akai said earlier, it's going to be that 1 in 192 packs. I would not expect it to deviate from that. I think all that deviation that you'll see will just be kind of the variation train that we talk about here in the channel all the time, which is what I experienced back in Outsiders, right? I had the full-on variation train where I got the rough end of the stick and did 100 boxes and got 0 Marvels, which of course was not the pull rate. I think the pull rate's a little bit better on those, but I was the person who did not get them. Somebody else got way more than I did. But that's how it goes, right? That's kind of how the game plays. Yeah, 1 per case. That should be harder than 1 per case. So in a case, you're getting 96 packs, right? So it should be about 1 per 2 cases. How's it going, Rattler? Good to see you. Good to see you here. Welcome to this stream. I pulled out my pool here. Not a ton to say about it because I know you guys, you've done a lot of fun pools and whatnot. You've probably been checking out lists and everything, so I won't dive too deep into it, but I had fun. I thought it was a really good time, and yeah, we're going to be doing way more heavy hitters this week, this live stream. I had to test things, see if I could get things back in order here. Yeah, sorry, not 92, 192. I kind of wish it was I don't know if I wish it was less than 192. It's gonna feel really good when you get them, and as like I said before, it's gonna feel sad when you don't. But we'll see. We'll see how it feels when you actually open up the packs, because sometimes it's different than just knowing the number in your mind. And as I said before, we're gonna start live streaming as long as this camera is not rude to me like it has been the last couple weeks. I'll be live streaming on Friday night with some box breaks, case breaks. I've got more available over at mastersetmadness.com if you want one open this weekend. I'm still running the deal where if I open a case for you of heavy hitters here on the channel and I open less than $200 in value, then you get a bonus box on me that I'll open right then and there for you. And honestly, that might not be a bad deal if a lot of the value gets sucked up into these Marvel heroes and you end up getting the case that doesn't have a Marvel hero. It might not be a bad thing. So it's, I don't know, it's something fun I like to do because as I know some other people have talked about this too, it doesn't feel good to open a box for somebody or a case for somebody online and then they just don't get anything. Like I've had some boxes like that, and even cases where it's just like, oh man, it wasn't fun for me to open. I'm sure it wasn't fun for them to watch open. So I want to have, as much as I can, I want to have like a minimum floor level. Like this is what you're going to get in your case. You're not going to get nothing. You're going to get something. And so that's why I'm going to be doing that at least for the through this weekend. I'll do it. We'll see if I have any cases left after this weekend. But yeah, if you open less than $200 in one of my case breaks, you get an extra box. And we calculate that right as we open. And I do that different. I do my box breaks differently because there's almost, I don't know, is there anybody else who will sometimes even calculate any of the value for a box break or a case break if they sell it? I feel like that's something that most places don't do. They're just kind of like, oh, it was a bad one, just pretend it didn't happen. But we want to know the truth. We want to know the truth here on the channel, right? That's part of the madness. So we're going to do that all weekend. Live box breaks. It's going to be good. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. How much should... Here's a good question. There's hype. Yeah, there is a lot of hype for this set. And I hope the hype maintains itself. I hope that some of these heroes really work well so that, again, it's not just the Marvels that maintain some value. I hope some of the generics, people like to use them and go for them. I hope that we get some really good stuff that just makes things rock, so that the whole site is not just hype, but that it's actually really good. And so far, it's looking pretty good. So we'll see. Let's see. Dante says he also opened a lot of product. He asks, how many boxes should a reasonable person open to get most of a set? More than 2 cases for the average player is probably too much. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say this is what the average person does or the average player does. You know, some people have said, I've heard some people say, how many boxes does the average player buy? And their answer is 0 or 1. I don't know if that's true. I don't, I have no idea what the actual average is for people. I would say for sure the average player, 2 cases would be more than what your average player would buy. For me, going back to when I was actually opening something prior to Master Set Madness, let's put it this way. Prior to Master Set Madness, if I was going to open something just to play, I always wanted to open at least, me personally, I liked opening at least the play set of commons and rares, because, I don't know, that was just something that I like to do. And I partly like to do that because it gave me pretty much everything, you wanted to play with, but also then you got to roll the dice a little bit. You had a shot at getting some of those bigger cards that, you wouldn't necessarily purchase on your own. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to pay for a Singularity, Marvel. I'm not going to pay for the Emperor Marvel, but I'll roll the dice a couple times just to see if I get it. And so that's kind of for me what I would generally go to, which, for that, the commons, you're going to get the commons in 1 case. Getting a common rare play set for sure by 2 cases. You should be set, but the collation is not always very nice. And so sometimes you're just missing the blue version, missing the yellow version, and it can take a while. Even with the play sets I put together, sometimes it takes a lot of, it can be kind of messy, which is one of the reasons. So when I sell my common and rare play sets, I have them on the website. I would like to, I wish I could sell them for less even, but 1, the amount of time that it takes to pull all the cards for it, and then 2, sometimes it's like, I gotta keep dig just to find 3 or 4 extra cards, and that makes it so that you don't quite, it's tough to get that full play set consistently, as opposed to other games like Magic, where it's felt, I don't do that anymore, but I've done it in the past where it's felt very consistent, or pretty consistent to get those play sets. There's way more variation in Flesh and Blood boxes from my perspective for putting that kind of stuff together. So so that's for Flesh and Blood. For, you said though, for every TCG, oh man, I don't know. I don't know, that's all over the place. And especially if you're talking about stuff like Altered, where you get unique cards all over the place. So, I don't know. Playtime, let's see. Average is higher in Flesh and Blood than many other games. It does seem like, because of the age of players, it's higher. It could be. It definitely could be. Though I also know there's a lot of Flesh and Blood players who, who are picking up, even from me sometimes on different places, they're buying commons and rares. And it's like, well, they're definitely not going for that. So they probably didn't buy even a box sometimes, that you can tell of different stuff. So it's all over the place. But I would not be surprised if it's higher because of the age of people. Because, it does tend a little bit higher. This is not a game that I'm necessarily going to be rocking with my kid anytime soon. Because of the themes and everything. So that's a good thing to look at. Let's see, average is probably down to a case size, price card distribution. Yeah, the variation, this is just all over the place. Like, I have not seen the variations be very, yeah, it's all over the place. If anybody's seen my tracker or the last video I did, you can go all the way up to the Majestics, where some I had 12 and others 28 out of, was that 4,000 packs? More than 4,000 packs and stuff. It's just, everything is all over the place. And I've shown even down to like the rares, where I will have 20 or 30 of a rare and then 0 of a different rare in that same pitch, or not same pitch, that same cycle. So I'll have 20 of the reds, 20 of the yellows, and 0 of the blues. Or oftentimes it's actually the yellows. Interestingly, the reds don't seem to be the ones I'm ever missing. So I don't know, take what you want from that. But so yeah, that's something I've noticed a lot. And even in the last set too, the foils, like even the common foils, I was like 3,000 packs into it, and there were some common, and maybe not, there was a couple commons, but even more rares, where it's like, I literally did not have a rare copy of, oh man, it was like 10 cards, like 3,000 packs, and I did not have a copy of a rare foil. And then there was a bunch of other rare foils that it was like 6, 7, 8, 9. I was like, oh my goodness, how is this happening? I don't know. But they're working on that, right? They're working on that, and maybe, I don't know, stuff like that at the bottom will help distribution change. This is from Piper Rack, what is my opinion on Everfest Unlimited not being a thing? I didn't think it was going to be a thing for a long time. That's just kind of what I had assumed. I've been assuming that for a couple years. Ever since the prices of the boxes went down to 40 bucks, in that $45 range, I was pretty sure they were not going to release it. It didn't seem like they were ever going to release it. So it doesn't really surprise me that they did that. I thought it was already going to kind of be a thing. And I don't know, for me that doesn't, because I had already baked that in my assumption, it doesn't make me any more excited to start grabbing up Everfest boxes. Long-term play, maybe. Short-term, I don't know. I think they're fun to open, but even as people said, there's a lot of people who say, why don't you just open these boxes and crack it and make some money? And I've looked at it, and it's like $40. I don't know. Maybe do I have wrong math or something? But I've done the math, and it's like, you're not even at the time. I don't know what it is today or what the card rates are today, but it's like, you're just not getting it. You're not going to get that $40 back, and maybe you get $40 on average on a case. But even if you do, some of those cards, they're just not going to sell. Some of those cards aren't going to sell. You got to sit on them, put them in your case, and then then you're banking on that some of these lower price cards will at some point become valuable and different things. And, if that's the game you want to play, that's fine. That's fun. I like opening packs. It's fun. But it's not something that I've looked at. It's like, whether it's Everfest or Bright Lights when they're cheap, like if you want to run an operation where you open it and sell it quickly and make some money off it, like, no, not my thing. But I will keep some Everfest boxes. I like to keep boxes from all the sets, except for those really, really expensive ones. Those first 2 sets, I just can't pull the trigger on it. It's been tempting, but I haven't done it yet. Let's see. Okay, sorcery. Oh my goodness, sorcery. I've opened a couple boxes of sorcery. Oof. Let's see. So you're talking about 6 boxes a case, 36 packs. Expected case here to give you roughly a full play set. Now, case of fab, you'd expect 2 cases. Yeah, I don't know. For sorcery, for me too, that one, especially with beta, just the randomization is so all over the place that, I don't know. It's fun to open, but for me, that's not one that I would open too much of, even for play sets. That's a game I would probably just go and buy the ones I want. I would be a singles buyer, I think, for sorcery myself. Maybe 1 or 2. But Grand Archive, I don't know anything about. I've seen it, but I don't really know anything about it. Playtime, you've wondered whether the yellows and blues might have lower print runs. I have wondered that in the past. I'm not 100% convinced about it yet, but I have wondered that in the past. But I'm too lazy to actually sort the 4,000 packs and find out it's a lot. Yeah, it would be tempting though. It would be tempting. And yeah, and of course it really depends. The best way that you notice that is when you're doing your play sets and you're making lots of play sets, because you might make, even I've done it before, but I'll make two, 3 play sets, and there's a couple, there's a couple more reds here, a couple more there. But for sets that I've done, not even just play sets, but decks, like I used to do a lot of decks back in Welcome to Wraith and Arcane Rising when you couldn't get a deck anywhere, so I would create decks for those. And oh my goodness, as I was building them, and I would build them, pretty basically, because I was going for speed and trying to get as many out as I could. But I would just end up with these massive stacks of red cards, massive stacks, and it's like, I don't know how is this happening. And so I don't remember how many, cases in that was where you start to see the red pile grow, but that's been my experience. And the thing is with Flesh and Blood, they seem like they change things enough in every set that it's hard to compare, set from set to set, where sometimes the distribution's like more even in certain sets than other sets have been for me, I've noticed. But you get a little bit of all over the place. That's what you get. That's what you get. And, like they've said, they want you to keep questioning. They want it to be exciting. They want things to be fun. I mean, here, so like if I go, we could look at my pool here. You're not going to find, obviously I put more reds in my deck here. But I think with the rest of my pool, I did get some good, let's see. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm not going to count majestic ones. I already forgot what I counted. 7, 13, 16, 18, 19, 2, 3, 4, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So I had 31 reds, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 31 reds, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 yellows. So 31 reds, 17 yellows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 blues. So definitely more reds than yellows and blues there. But of course you do have things in this set and in other sets too, where it's like the test of agilities, your tests, these are going to be reds. You take out cards like that, and it's relatively even. That's, you can't do a 6-pack pool and make any sort of any big statement on it. But I definitely did get more reds in this pool. And honestly, like, it would be nice if they do design sets like that where you have more red cards like this, where you just, I don't know, it feels like it's the card you want to play, as opposed to, like, some people have talked about, like, you're just not super excited usually to get the yellow version, unless you need that wild ride, getting that 6 power. So I don't know, it would be, I'm okay with them doing more red cycles and blue cycles even, or yellow cycles when you need to wage the gold. But that's what I got here. That's what I'm feeling about. I'm excited again. We're doing the live streams Friday, and we're doing box break, case breaks. I will have singles available on the website for Master Set Madness later this week. Don't go out there and pay a bunch of pre-order high prices right now. Save your time, save your money. I'll have singles available at the website, and yeah, I will do my best to keep the prices super competitive with TCG Player, but of course, the prices there change every other minute, and I'll be opening boxes, so I won't be able to manage it that much. Let's see here. Other than that, that's what I got. We got another question here. If you got any questions, throw it in now, because I'm not going to keep the live stream going on too much longer because I'm hungry. If you got any other questions, comments, random thoughts about heavy hitters, anything. So Piper X says, have you found the price per, and then I hate the way they have this here. There's a little symbol in the way here. Price per playset to be around the same for all sets. Do you mean playset of everything? including Majestics and Legendaries. You mean like all of the above? I have not done the full calculation on that because usually I'm usually I'm counting the price for the master set. But I do feel like the price for the play sets, again, I don't have the specific data on it, but I think they all start pretty close together. They start close, and then the movements can change quite a bit on it. So for example, my expectation, again, I haven't done the actual calculation on it, but my expectation for, I mean, a set like Everfest, a play set of that would probably not be too wild. It probably wouldn't be too wild. Or even like Outsiders has gone down quite a bit. Uprising, like if you want to get an Uprising play set, like that is not going to be worth as much as a newer play set of like heavy hitters. I don't know how long it would take heavy hitters to get that low. Hopefully never. But Uprising, like everything in that set has gone down. There's a couple of big cards in there, but not much. And it also depends too on whether you're comparing Fab 1.0 and 2.0. 2.0, a lot of the value gets pulled into Marvels too, and I mean, I guess that goes from set to set. So there is variation if you're looking for the lowest version of a card to play. I don't think they're all exactly the same, but week one, I think there's a pretty standard price. 800. I think I have it set on my website. I have one for sale. I have it set for $800, I believe. And so I mean that's everything. Commons, rares, majestics, legendaries, all at the lowest value, and I think that's pretty common. If you're looking at that early time price for a set. Let's see here. I keep going down. Let's see. Well, yeah, and so Playtime TCG says Monarch had more yellows. Yep, which definitely Monarch had more yellows because of the whole light theme. So that makes sense. My experience has been, even in sets where there's not a specific theme that's pulling cards into something like yellow, or where you have a test set where there's a bunch of reds or a bunch of blues, like a blue. I think in this set, right, there's a blue, isn't there a blue one? And then there's a red cycle and a blue cycle. I don't think there's a yellow cycle that I know of. But yeah, my experience has been reds are very frequent. That's my experience over all the sets. Now, again, each set is a little bit different, and some of them have more variation than others. Let's see. Yeah, $800 for a full play set. It's about 2 cases. Yep, it's comparable to that. Of course, it's going to take you way more than 2 cases to open that. But that's, again, where Fab, a ton of the value is in the fancy version of cards. Your Marvels, your cold foils. And so if you pull all of that stuff out of a 2-case opening, then you're pulling a lot of the value, unless you didn't get a good box or case. The toughest question, what's for lunch? You know what? I don't know what's for lunch. I have no idea, which is why I got to go figure that out. Oh, you guys are fun. You guys are fun. That's why I do this, right? That's one of the reasons why I do this. And we're going to do more live streams. And it's going to be, as I've said before, different this time. I'm not going to record and post every single case that I open, because I want to get through things a little bit faster and have singles available for people on the website. A lot of times people get frustrated when I run out of a certain one, and so this time I'm going to try not to. At least in the short term first week, I'm going to try and have everything available, which means I won't be able to record every single case and have a nice, cool, long commentary to it. But we do things a little bit differently, and you'll see. You'll see when it comes out. Hopefully it works. Cross my fingers. If it doesn't, then you'll never know what it was. But anyways, you're great. You're fun. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel, for hanging in the chat. We will have a lot of live streams this weekend, and we will see you guys there. We'll see you there. Still no Fable, Piper. You'll get there. You will get there. And you know what? There's the Fables, only cold foil here. So if we can get that, then the master set can be completed. That's going to be our big thing. So hopefully we have that before the weekend is done. And I hope you guys are having fun with heavy hitters and are excited and are getting ready to do some fun stuff for the weekend. So peace out. You guys take care, and we will see you all in the future. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this. If you like Masters Hit Madness, hit that little like button. Give us some bonus $1. You can go back to the beginning. We opened only a couple of packs. So Friday is the big time. We'll see y'all. Peace.